All right, we are back. Episode 2 of Nan Turner's Life. Nan, how are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
You had a bit of a late night last night, right? We were at your club.
Yes, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Did you have a good time?
Yes, I won.
All right, yeah. What did you win? No, we didn't win anything last night.
£24.
I was there. I remember you not winning.
£24. It was 12 for 5 winners. I had two twice. So it was £12 sheet. I got 24.
Okay, all right.
And two.
You're talking about bingo, right?
Yeah.
Bingo. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
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 Well, thank you for taking me last night. I had a good time.
Oh, I'd do that.
We were at her rugby club last night where Nana is an honorary member, right?
I'd do that anytime, yes.
All right. So in the last episode, Nana, we talked about when you were younger, right? We talked about your youth, 1920s, 1930s.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit about your family. What I'd like to do in this episode is talk more about your mom and your dad and your family at Bravehearts, okay?
Yeah.
So if you can just introduce your dad first to everybody.
Yes, my dad, it was Jack. John, but he got Jack.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a man in a million. When they made my father, they threw away the mold.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind-hearted, would give you anything. If you had the money, you got it. He was good father to the family, a good husband, and we were treated like a family, not just one, not the other. But I had a granddad.
No, we'll get into that later. Let's stick a standard dad. So your dad was a miner.
Yeah, he was in the pit.
He was in World War One.
World War One.
Right. So he would have been born. You were born in 21, right?
Yeah.
So your dad would have been born what? 1890, 95?
I don't know. I think he just married my mum when he came home from the First World War.
Well, how old was your dad when you were born? Do you remember?
Oh, I can't tell you that. I don't know.
Like 30?
Oh, it would be the 30s,
30s, right.
Yeah.
So he was born in about 1890. Does that make sense?
Something like
that, right? All right.
Yeah.
What about your mom? What was your mom's name?
Mom.
What was your mom's name?
Jane.
Jane, okay.
Jane.
It's a great Scottish name, right?
Yeah, Jane Miners.
Yeah.
Jane Steele, an odd name.
Right. What was she like?
Oh, she was brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
But at times, I used to get into trouble.
At times?
I was always the one that was getting into trouble.
Right.
I had a young sister.
Yeah.
She's 6 years younger than me.
Yeah.
Then I had a wee sister, May.
Yeah.
She was 3-year-old when she died.
Right.
She had spinal meningitis.
Right.
So we were just Jean and I left.
Mm-hmm.
And Jean, I think, was the apple in my mother's eye. I was the apple in my dad's eye.
Your sister was 5 years younger, right?
6 years.
6 years younger.
Yeah.
Well, you grew up to be very good friends, right?
Oh,
in later years, right?
We met the dance and
Yeah.
that. Oh, God, it was just when kids are small.
Yeah.
And the older sister always gets the lashing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, what did you do? Come on, let's be honest with people here. What did you do to deserve getting in trouble?
Well, I used to
right?
torment her and all the rest of it. She used to go cry at my mother. Oh, that's
How did you torment her?
Oh, it was just fun. And sometimes she was all right, sometimes she wasn't.
Yeah.
So my mother used to take her part. Leave her alone.
Yeah.
But we had a happy life.
Did your mom get angry?
Just like a mother,
Yeah.
Gives you a slap.
What about your dad?
Oh, my dad was at the pit working.
Yeah. So he didn't know that you were tormenting your
Oh,
sister.
I would know. He would know. My mother would tell her.
What did he say?
He never done anything.
Yeah.
Never laid a hand on any of us.
Right.
It was a man in a million.
So you had great parents, right? You had a really good foundation, right? When you were born, you had a great mom, a great dad, right?
Yeah. Fabulous.
And your mom, after your dad passed away, your mom lived about another 13 years. Is that right?
My dad was 53. My mother was 48 when my dad died.
Yeah.
He was 5 years older than her. And he died in 53, 1937.
37?
2 days before war broke out.
Your mom died in the late 60s, right?
She was 78 when she died.
Yeah.
That Yeah, the late 60s.
Yeah.
She died on Mother's Day.
Oh, that's
The day for
sad.
Mother's Day,
She
aye.
died on Mother's Day.
Aye.
Yeah.
And the best of it, I got a nice cardigan for Mother's Day.
Because I never met her. She was born. She died a couple of years before I was born, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I would have liked her, right? She was a great
You
woman.
would have
Yeah.
liked her, aye.
Yeah.
She would have idolised you, Graham.
Yeah.
But she died, so Mrs. Macbeth, her pal,
Yeah.
I gave it to her. You know, it was still good to me.
Gave what?
The cardigan I bought my mother for Mother's Day. She never even got it. She died just before Mother's Day.
Wow. So your present, you bought her a cardigan.
I gave it to a friend.
Oh.
Mrs. Macbeth.
Wow.
And
that's really sad.
That was it, yeah. She was a good mother, you know. But she always used to say, I think she always preferred she'd a bit better than me. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but
well, your sister was younger, right? She
yeah,
was the youngest
that's it.
in the family, right? I think a lot of families do that.
Yeah. They always take care of the younger. The big one can go with herself. I mean, I was working anyway, so working in the biscuit factory.
Later on in life, was your mom and your sister, they were quite close as well? They stayed close?
Oh, yeah.
And she lived in Edinburgh.
Oh, my granny. Your
mom.
Oh, I was seeing the birthday house.
And you would still visit her, right? When you moved?
Sullivan, where I.
Yeah. No, but later on in life, when you moved, houses, right?
To here.
Yeah, to here.
Oh, yeah.
Did you go back and visit her in Birdie House?
Up every day.
Oh, really?
I was up every day.
So you'd be working and then you'd go see her after work or something?
Oh, well, but I stopped working when I was pregnant.
Yeah.
I was up every day at my mother's.
Oh, okay.
You know?
All right.
That was when I had my first daughter had died. Then I had Carol 5 years later. And I died 6 years later.
What kind of grandmother was your mum?
Oh, she was great.
Yeah?
Oh, she loved the grandchildren. Yeah. Oh, God,
she'd buy them chocolate and sweeties and things like that.
Spoiled them rotten.
Yeah. Just like your dad would have been too. He would have been great,
God,
right?
He went crazy over the ride. He would have got everything. It was good. But my dad was in it, greedy. It was in the heart of gold.
You said before that you, in Birdie House, in your village, your grandparents also lived there, right?
Oh, I mean, we were all just one big family. We were all related.
So who was there? Who, like your dad's mom, your dad's dad? Who lived in the village?
My mum, my dad's dad. We went through the back and upstairs to a place.
Different house.
We stayed there.
Different apartment, right?
We were upstairs, the bedroom and the living room. Well, not a living room these days, because you had the fire, the sink and everything, your bed there, because you don't go to
in the one room.
2 rooms.
2 rooms.
One kitchen. My dad and mum in the loved kitchen, and Gina and I were in the bedroom.
Your mum and dad slept in the kitchen.
Aye.
That was their bedroom.
It was a big room.
Big room.
You had the sink and everything in it.
It was a kitchen and a bedroom.
Yeah.
And you and your little sister stayed in the other bedroom, and that had the fireplace.
No, fireplace was in the room my mum and dad was.
Oh, okay. A kitchen, a fireplace, and a bedroom all together. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Not the safe pieces in these days. Like that.
What your house back then, was it bigger than the one you have now or smaller?
Oh, it's smaller.
Smaller, yeah. Okay.
And what was I going to say?
Well, your grandparents were upstairs, right?
And my grandfather, you come through the place and went downstairs, and my granddad made us his house was there, upstairs, like flat. And then next day was my granny Steele's. They were all together, you know.
Granny Steele is your mum's mum.
Aye, Granny, my favourite.
So your mum's mum and your mum's parents and your dad's parents lived next to each other. Did they know each other? Were they friends?
Okay, aye.
Did they know each other before?
Okay. Yes.
Like how long had they known each other?
Well, I think my dad was in the First World War.
Yeah.
My granddad still was pretty old when he died.
Yeah.
They knew each other. I mean, I think it was sort of related.
Yeah.
Because I think of second granny Miners, first granny, I never knew her.
Yeah.
I knew my granny. She was a stepsister to my mum's mum, to Granny Steele.
We're going to talk about this when we do next month. We're going to do an episode on your family. We have a special guest, right? Cousin Dean's going to come over and explain to everybody that Dean's going to come over and explain the family tree. We'll talk about that later. But so your grandparents were there, and how did you get along with? Because you've told me funny stories, and I want you to tell people that funny story about the wheel, about not getting.
That's a sore point with me.
Tell everyone what happened. What happened? Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
my mum always made Granddad made us his see himself.
Yeah.
She made us dinner and all that.
Yeah.
You know, my dad used to take it up there.
Your dad's dad.
My dad's dad.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it used to have the back room, and used to have drink in it.
Okay.
And when my dad and my uncle Will came in for the pit, they used to go up to get a nip whiskey, and he charged them for them.
Charging money?
He charged them.
His own son? His own sons?
It was a greedy old bugger. Sorry, stop that.
Sorry, you two.
It was a greedy.
Wait, time out. Let's reverse that by 10 seconds. Your dad's dad, your dad and your uncle were in the pits all day working hard, right?
Yeah.
They'd survived World War One.
Yeah.
They're back home in the pits.
Well, Uncle William was in for First World War.
Was not.
He was brought out the army.
Right.
His dad brought him out.
Right.
Brought him out.
Bought him out.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't that greedy. He bought his son out of the war. Why didn't he buy your dad out of the war?
No, he must have been the favourite Uncle Will.
Yeah.
It was a tight fist.
Or maybe your dad wanted to fight and help the cause,
my
right?
dad would have went there done that. But Uncle Will was tight fisted, like his dad with the part with the.
So your dad would go up for a little bit of whiskey, right? Yeah. Come and see him, and he would charge them money.
Yeah, he'd take them through the. I mean him in the back with a drink, and he'd say, "Right, come on, Jack. Well, you what your first gonna do?" Yeah. Okay, that'll be so and so.
Do you know how much?
They pay him.
How much?
I couldn't tell you what whiskey was in these days, Graham. I don't know.
What did they drink? Do you remember? Remember his favorite whiskey?
I don't know. But I remember one day I was at Lone Head, and I get a message from my mum, and she hadn't gave me enough money. So she thought that was the price, but it was a wee bit dearer. So after, well, I'm not going home, I says to myself. My dad and uncle was in the middle pub. They always went in there every day to the pit, got the whiskey on it. Just one drink.
The working man's club.
The pub in the middle.
Yeah.
They were the members of the my dad and uncle were members of the
club.
The club.
Yeah.
That was fun of
different place, but they're in the pub, right?
Yeah.
In this pub every day.
But they went in the pub.
Yeah.
Had up it and they left. So I went and I stood outside the pub door, and this man came out and says, excuse me, I says, could you tell me if there's two men in there?
Wait, so you're about 14 years old, right? 13, 14. Yeah.
He says, Jack and Will Miners, I says, well, one of them was my dad. Could I have a top one? He says, what one? I says, Jack. Jack, not Will, Jack. And my dad came out, Will came out, and I says to him, Dad, I says, my mum's not giving me enough money for this thing that she wants. And so he went in his pocket and he gave me it, and Will's sister, you're daft to give her money like that. And my dad says, she's my daughter.
What was the money for? To get home on the bus?
To get the stuff that my mother had given me the money for, but I didn't have enough.
Okay. The messages.
And it says, she's my daughter.
Yeah.
It says she'll get everything I want.
Why didn't your mum give you enough money?
Well, she thought that was enough.
Right, but it wasn't.
Was it 10 shillings or something?
Yeah.
That was still what money they did.
Yeah.
And my dad gave me the extra money that I needed. And he says, you know, daft gave her money at this time of the day, a young lass. I says, I'm here for my mother.
What did your uncle think you were going to do with the money?
Oh, I don't know. It was a greedy old fucker. You know, after my dad was killed, it never even came. John did and Billy. And it never even as much gave to us, Gene and I, a penny for sweeties.
He didn't help the family out at all after his own brother died? No.
John did. John gave my mother something, I don't know, but
It seems like, because all the stories you told me, it seems like you had some wonderful people in the family. However, there were some people that weren't so great, right?
no,
in
you're
your
right.
family,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the uncle there doesn't sound like a great person whatsoever, right?
No,
And then before, you told me the story, and I want you to tell everybody the story about your grandfather
yeah.
not putting you in the will. What happened with that?
I just always did the will. I never got anything.
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah, your sister.
She did. But
Yeah.
no me. Because money meant nothing to me. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? If I had it, I spent it. But
why do you think you were not in the will? Did he not like you?
Well,
when
no,
he was
my
alive,
dad,
or?
when the lawyer came to the house, it was Tal Webster, old Tal Webster. He had the big house up past the farm.
You remember the lawyer's name?
Aye.
From 1935?
Old Tal Webster, aye,
Yeah.
had the big house. And
Wow.
he says to my Dad, he says, this was up my Bob's house.
Yeah.
Dad, I'll have to go out.
Yeah.
And my dad says, when do you mean she'll have to go out? He says, she's not in the will.
Oh, no. And nobody knew that,
Dad
right?
went, what? He says, she's not in the will. So my dad never said anything. He just says to me, Dad, go upside Granny's steel, and I'll come up and get you. When I must have been about 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah.
I'll come up and get you when this is all finished. So when I get to my granny's door, and I just opened the door and walked in, and she says, what's wrong, Ed? What are you doing up here at this time of night? I says, well, Gran, the lawyer's up in my mum's reading the will. She says, well, what if you... I says, I'm not in the will, that's why I had to come out. Well, you want to hear that? She says, what? I says, I'm not in the will. She says, never mind, darling, when I die, you're left in my will.
That's your mom's mum.
Beryl Shaw, she had nothing to leave anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was my granny's steal.
So your 2-year-old sister was in the will?
Yeah. Yeah, she got it, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When nobody ever told you?
It was... No, well, I was just a kid at the time. And it had nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? Like, and I know for a fact it wasn't a big amount anyway, so...
So he wasn't a very rich man. All the money he was charging his son for the whiskey, right? He just gave it back to him when he passed away, right?
That's the truth. He charged him. And I used to say to my dad, what does he charge you for? You can't believe he is. My dad used to shrug his shoulder. But
were they friends, your dad and your granddad? Did they
they were family enough. That was his dad.
Yeah.
And I was the one that used to go and get his paper and his milk and
Yeah.
walk up the street to the paper shop.
Yeah.
And she was just a babe. She was only about 3-year-old.
It probably wasn't a lot of money if you think about it.
No,
right?
it was still a lot of money. I think it was about £30 or something like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It was the hundreds like what they get nowadays.
Right.
But that was it.
But your granny still liked you a lot.
Oh,
right?
Granny still like that. We were the best in class.
Yeah.
I was good to her. She said to me one day, and she said she had to tell the neighbours I was a better daughter to what Nancy was.
Who's Nancy?
My mother's young sister.
Oh, your aunt.
I might tell you, a man slapped my face.
Yeah.
And my granny went to town. She says, if you don't have the doors there, just go. Oh, I can't, but...
Your aunt slapped you?
No, her husband did.
Her husband?
And Uncle Peter was there.
When you were about 10 years old? 11,
well, I was
12?
a wee bit older than that.
Yeah. What were you doing?
I was arguing with Nancy.
Right.
Tell her, I did not know away with anything when I was young. I mean, I was a bitch. I'll say that. I was very cheeky.
So you're a little bit feisty. We'll use that word, right? We'll use that word, feisty.
Very quick.
Have you changed?
Eh?
Have you changed since you were 12 years old? I don't think so, right? You're still a little bit feisty.
Well, I was like that when I was young. Carry on, McDuff.
So, you liked most of your family members except for a couple, right?
She was all right, but
I
mean, she was my boss in Middlemas's.
Yeah.
But I never got the overtime that her pals got. And she knew my mother needed the money.
Yeah.
You know what? That's
after your dad passed away.
I hated that.
Yeah.
And that must have been an argument I had with her in the house of my granny's when he struck me.
You told me a long time ago that after your dad, when he died in the pits, I think you told me this, that they actually had his body in your house for a while, right?
Oh
Is that
yeah,
right?
for the funeral.
Yeah.
Put the body home in the
Right.
coffin.
Right.
And I'll tell you, I'll bet you there were about 300 at that funeral.
Yeah.
And it was the horses, the hearse with the horses in these days, you know.
Yeah.
And it was a walking funeral.
Down the main street in
London
Lynhead.
Cemetery. And they wanted to see the crowd. I'm not joking,
Yeah.
I know why. It must have been about 300 there.
Right.
It was well liked.
Yeah.
Oh,
sounds very popular.
my dad was well liked in Lynhead.
So his body was in the coffin
It was in the bed,
in the kitchen.
Bedroom.
Right. Really.
On the bed.
So then you, your sister, and your mum would be in the other room, right?
I used to slip through to the room, have a look at my dad.
You go see him, yeah?
All the colour back.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what would you...
Jean was just weird.
Would you talk
the
to
day
him?
of my dad's funeral,
Yeah.
Jean sat in my granny Steele's hall.
Yeah.
The wall with a coat on her head.
Yeah.
She knew,
Yeah.
but that was it, Graham.
How long was his body in the house for? A couple of days?
A couple of the funerals were always quick these days. And,
so they came and got his body, got him out at the funeral.
Down the stair, and it was the horses and the plumes kind of
Mm-hmm.
and it was the carriage, and it was lovely.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big funeral.
So you were 15, almost 16, right? 16.
It was 3 days before my 15th birthday was killed.
Right.
Yeah.
So was there like a big reception afterwards for him, or what?
Well, my granny had tea in the house,
right.
But
right.
Never had that in these days. Don't like what they do now.
Yeah, yeah.
But that was it.
300 people, that's a lot of people.
And my mother, oh God, I was fearing. I didn't think my mother was going to go like.
How was she?
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did life change then after he passed away? What was it like?
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, life goes on. These another tissue, Graham, please.
Mm-hmm.
We have 2 weeks tissues. Thank you. Life goes on,
mm-hmm.
and we just wait about where.
Mm-hmm.
My mother went to Chin.
But he was your best friend, right? Your dad was your best friend.
Oh God,
yeah.
Aye.
So you had that you're missing that in your life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not only the best friend in the family, but the best friend in life as well, right?
My dad was my pal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But
you mentioned yesterday in our first episode that your mom really had no money after your dad passed away, right? So what did you guys do for money?
There was a thing at the pits. That my dad was killed in the pit, and I think my mother got £200. That was the money that she got. And later on, years later, my cousin says to me, John, Daddy says, you've heard the thing about the miners now, they're getting the money. He says, I said, I don't know anything about it, John. He says, well, my Uncle Jack was killed in the pit. He says, right, I'll give you the address to that. So I got in touch with her, and the one that I got back, that was an early date. This is all new. My mother never got out.
Right.
But that's how it goes.
Did the family help out? Did the parents? Did the family come over and help you guys out? Aunts and uncles and things like that, and grandparents?
My granny was good. Granny Steele.
Right, your mom's mom.
Aye. But John, my 2 cousins in Lynhead, John Miners and Billy. Billy was ages for me.
Yeah.
And I used to look at my big brother, you know. And they were good to us. And they used to come to see my mother. You know. Oh, aye, they were. But Lizzie, my cousin, she bragged about a new car and all the rest of it, you know. Oh, toffee nose. Talk about toffee nose.
New car, what is this, 19...
Well, our man had a business.
40?
Yeah. He had a grocer's shop.
Yeah.
And actually, I should got a divorce. She married somebody else.
Right.
And of course, they both had money.
All these cousins and all these aunts and uncles, they all lived in Bertie House.
No, but they had it stayed in Edinburgh, Russia Place.
Okay.
Down by the hips.
Right.
And had to marry her. She stayed in Lynhead at the West End.
Right. Were they originally from Birdie House and they moved away?
Yeah.
So
they got married.
The entire family originally was from Birdie House, right?
Aye.
And then they just moved away to different places,
Yeah.
right? Edinburgh to Lonehead to wherever, right?
Then I told you about that time with the bus, when I was on the bus. And I got talked to this couple sitting in the back. And I went right to the back of the bus because there was a seat I wanted to put my bag on it, my message bag. And you get talking to that. She says, I says to where do you come from? She says, Gilbert. And I says, if you're not a Gilbert, Tony, you're no good. So he says, I'm not a Gilbert. I'm not a Gilbert, Tony. I says, He says, where do you come from? I says, me. Oh, Birdie House.
Well, he heard your accent probably, right? The Birdie House accent.
Oh, Birdie House. Really? I says, what's your name? He says, I'm Mick McFarlane. I went, my God, I went to school together. We went to school.
You talked about him in your last episode, right?
Did
you said that it was your friend when you were young, right?
Yeah. The scene across the road, yes. Matt is sissy. I used to go his mother and his sissy.
So there's a great connection, right? People from Birdie House always, maybe they don't keep in touch, but when they see each other, they become friends again, right? Like, you're from Birdie House, right?
That family.
Yeah.
But
great place, right? You have great memories of growing up, right?
Until I've got to carry on, eh?
Yeah.
I said one night, Saturday night, with my friend Betty, and we were sitting at breakfast in the morning. She put it was, what's the telling these days? It was a music, what do you call it? That you got the news and all that on the radio.
Wait, so hang on, what year is this? How old are you?
How
old are you in this story?
Well, I was working. I was 18.
Right.
18.
This is after your dad passed away.
Oh,
right?
And we're sitting to the face and she put the radio on. Here Vincent Churchill was going to come on the radio.
Well, then keep that for the next episode, right? We're talking about your family.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a great segue, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to finish this episode, right?
Yeah.
And in the next episode, we're going to talk about
the
great conflict, right, of your life. World War II, Winnie, the great man, right? Churchill winning the war. So thank you for talking about Birdie House and your dad, right? Jack and your family today. So let's say goodbye to all of our friends, right?
Bye,
Cheerio.
everybody. Bye.
And when we come back, we will talk about the war.
I've got a lot to say about the war.
I know, and you're going to do that.